Long, long ago, in a dense forest, there lived a jackal couple. The jackal and his wife loved each other dearly. The jackal, like a loving husband, tried to fulfill his wife's every wish. One day, the jackal couple returned home after a long walk of the forest. On reaching home, the jackal found that the long walk had exhausted Mrs. Jackal badly. The jackal was very much worried for her health. He went near her and asked, "My dear, it seems you are not keeping well. You look pale and weak too. Tell me, what can I do for you? Shall I bring fresh meat of a wild animal?" The wife was happy indeed to observe her husband's love and concern for her. She said, "Oh honey, you love me so much. But I don't want to eat meat of any wild animal. Rather, I wish to eat the flesh of fresh, rohu, fish. I have heard that it's very nutritious and helps to regain the vitality very fast." To hear her loving request, the husband jackal promptly nodded, "As you wish, dear. I promise you to bring the fish today itself." Saying so, the husband jackal left the house in search of the fish. Though the jackal made a prompt promise, he knew it very well in his heart that catching a fish was not his job, and it was next to impossible for him to pick a fish from the water. The jackal was thinking hard to find a way out to fulfill his wife's wish. For long, the jackal wandered through the forest. At last he reached near a river. He knew that he was on his destination. But the question was how to get a fish. The jackal sat gloomily on the bank while thinking over the promise done to his wife. What will she think if I return home empty-handed? Probably she will never believe my words in future and will consider me worthless, sighed the jackal. When Jackal was swinging with his emotions, he heard a commotion. The jackal looked in the direction. At some distance, he found two otters fighting over a big rohu fish. The jackal's eyes sparkled to see the fish. "Here's my chance," he said to himself. The jackal promptly got up and walked casually towards the otters. The two otters had caught the fish with their joint efforts, and so they were fighting over their share. The otters didn't have faith in each other when it came to the division of the fish. The jackal heard one otter saying to another, "Though we've hunted the fish together, I don't believe you. If you'll divide, you'll certainly try to ensure a bigger share for yourself." The other otter answered, "Hold on, dear friend. You are talking as if you were a saint. Dishonesty is in your mind, that's why you suspect on me." The bitter remarks, sarcasm, allegations, and counter-allegations followed the two otters' conversation. Standing at a little distance, the jackal was hearing their quarrel happily. When the two otters were firm on this conclusion, that none of them could divide the fish, and only a third person could do so, the jackal stepped in. In his compassionate voice, the jackal interfered, "My friends, why are you fighting over a trivial matter? Can I be of any help to you?" The voice soothed the fighting otters. They promptly chorused, "Yes, friend, only you can help us to get the fair share of the fish." Pretending his nobility well, the jackal asked, "But friend, will you agree with me? After all, a few minutes back, I was stranger to you. No matter, friend, we firmly believe on you." "Go ahead," said the two otters. Being assured by the otters, the jackal was all too happy to see his plan working successfully. At some distance he saw a hunter sleeping. His axe was placed by his side. The jackal went there, quietly picked up the axe, and came back to the otters. He cut the fish into 3 pieces, a tail part, a middle part and a head part. He gave the head part to one of the otters and the tail part to other otter. The 2 of them were very happy for the equal division. Now their eyes were on the middle. They were waiting how fairly the jackal divided the plumpest part between the 2. But the jackal didn't cut the middle piece into 2. He picked up the middle part and placed safely under his arm. The otters were surprised to see his act. The jackal said, "Dear friend, what makes you wonder? Is there anything in this world that is free? The middle part of the fish is my fee, for the fair division of the fish pieces between you 2 and for clearing your fight." Right. Saying so, the clever jackal walked away with the fish from there. Whereas, the otters looked foolishly at each other and their shares of fish. They repented for not believing each other and taking their fight to a third person, and thus consequently losing the greater part of their share. So far the jackal was concerned, he was sure that his wife would be greatly pleased that evening and their love would enhance further. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.